Hi, I'm Cindy Bekale, and I'm here with filmmaker Brad Littlefield. Brad, you just did an incredible movie, Becoming Eduardo. Tell us about it.
Becoming Eduardo has really connected with its audiences. At each of the festivals where we've been nominated or won, people have been so enthralled with the story, the fact that we're willing to tell stories that the rest of Hollywood doesn't want to tell because they want to pander to the action market or the horror market. It's a true coming-of-age story.
Are you all right, mija?
I'm fine.
And it deals with issues that any young person would face in their life, making difficult choices and learning that you have your own personal power and can overcome adversity.
We've been talking about Brad's film, Becoming Eduardo, and now we're fortunate to be featuring two clips from the film. One is from a serious scene, and the other one is one with more humorous background behind it. So can you give us a little background?
I still cry every time I see the film, and I hear that poem with the line, "You're more than your father's heart attack, and you're more than your mother's tears."
Forget that you are your father's heart attack. Forget that you are your mother's tears. And you walk with your eyes looking down so you won't see yourself in the mirror.
It really has been a 2-year labor of love working on this, and certainly, wonderful at times, but stressful. And every time I hear that line, it really touches me so deeply. When you're working on an independent film, certainly there are plenty of funny anecdotes, and I think the one that strikes me most was the dance scene. We had sourced about 200 extras for a dance scene where we had Nosotros performing, a very hot southern New Mexico band, or southwestern band. And unfortunately, it was monsoon season, so all of the roads were washed out. And we really had to scramble to get everybody in the tiny burg of Hillsborough to participate in the dance scene, including myself dancing with the cook.
Brad, we know you have Southern roots, and we want to hear more about what drew you specifically to film in New Mexico.
Born in D.C., raised in New Orleans. My father's family's from Atlanta. I went to boarding school in North Georgia. I was struck by the similarities with the American South. Where I was raised, folks are a lot closer to the earth. There's a more gentle sensibility about people in rural areas, and I discovered a great degree of commonality with the cultures of southern New Mexico.
Now, about the casting of Becoming Eduardo, I mean, I understand you made it in 2 amazing weeks, but you got this spectacular cast of established stars and young and upcoming stars. Tell us more about these guys.
Well, we were so fortunate to have the cast that we did on Eduardo, largely in part thanks to Kathy Henderson Martin, who worked with us on this film. Kathy's an icon whose career has spanned over 40 years. She brought in Elizabeth Pena, Martinez, Josh Cruz, Gary Perez, all very experienced and talented actors, as well as some great newcomers, Julian Alcarez, who played Eduardo, and Elizabeth Blanco, who played Lupe, had excellent chemistry on screen. And Mike Dene, who played T.J. Ritchie in the film, is such a talented young actor. He graduated from Carnegie Mellon Theater School, has such an incredible range of emotion. I think if you watch the scene where he blows up in class, sort of has a drug-addled outburst, he was so powerful, and that energy really conveys on camera and transmutes to the audience.
So we've heard about Becoming Eduardo. It's a celebrated up-and-coming film. And I just have to ask you, what would you say is your personal credo in filmmaking? Because I can see there's a lot driving you here.
I think that for me, story is about elevating human consciousness and touching lives. I think that if I can work with other filmmakers who feel as passionately as I do that bringing these stories to the screen can help alleviate human suffering or shape human consciousness in a better way, those are the kind of people I'm interested in working with.